Hi, it's Dhevan from Retirement Wellness SA. And today I'm covering a question that's been asked to me about why is my investment not growing well? So why is your investment not growing well? Well, the starting point for this has to be the foundation. And often I find that individuals have the right intention behind investing money. They have sort of all the pieces that they need in place. However, these pieces are not in the right space. And today I'm going to guide you on what steps you can take in order to make sure that your experience is different. Now, maybe right now you could be feeling, hey, I've invested this money for X amount of time and I'm not seeing the returns that I should have seen. Or maybe you're having some regret that perhaps you should have been invested in a bank and the returns could have been a lot better there. Or maybe you're just feeling that something's not right with the investment. You're hearing from your friends and they're talking about their investments, or you're seeing other people having their money growing, and then you're just wondering what's happening with your capital. Why is this thing not working the way that it should be working? So if you're having that hunch, then this video is going to give you the guidance that you need and also help you on what steps you can take to rectify that. And let's get started. So the starting point is having a look at what your intention is. I'm going to quickly move this over onto an iPad so I can illustrate this. Yeah. So what we want to do when it comes to any form of investing, or even when we get financial planning done, is we want to start to identify what your goals are. So write that up here. What are your goals? I'll make that to be represented by this flag here. Now my drawing, I'm not very artistic, but let's assume that this is your flag. That's where you want to get to. And this is where you are right now. So we know in order for us to get there, you have to take a few steps. Now, this is your pathway up the mountain. You can see it's not a straight path, but it's a path that's leading you up to the top. And we'll say you're here at the bottom. Now, the reason that we starting this in this way is your focus is to get to this point. So your focus is to get to a stage where you can reach your goal. And that goal has to be identified by you at the beginning. This could be growing capital to a certain point, but usually people are not investing money for anything aside from something specific that they want at the end. So nobody wants a retirement annuity, and I'm sure you don't want an investment, or you don't want some kind of policy. I'm sure you definitely don't want that, but what you want is the result of that. And that result could be sending your kids to tertiary studies, or that result could be having enough to pay off your bond, or it could be having enough to make sure that you are able to retire comfortably. So that becomes our goal, see? But you need to be very aware of that in the beginning. And when you're doing your financial planning, that's your starting point. So you are here at the bottom here, and now you have your goal in place. And then we're looking at what are the steps that we need to take in order to achieve that. What I've noticed is when this foundation is not done in the beginning, that is what results in the investment not growing well. Because in your mind, you have an expectation of achieving your goal, but it could be that in the beginning, the financial planning wasn't done in a way where it extracted that information. So let's assume in the beginning, this step wasn't done. It wasn't done. Your goal was not identified, or the financial planner wasn't able to understand exactly what it is that you were aiming to achieve. Then it means you're going to get into some kind of investment. So you can tick the box there, you have the investment, but there's no strategy that's focused on getting you to your specific goal. There's no steps you take. There's nothing to monitor that progress. And as a result of that, it's sort of like speaking two different languages. So you might be speaking, let's say, in English, and your investment might be speaking in, let's say, French. So it's two different languages. And what you want to do is make sure that both are speaking the same way. So your starting point is identifying what your goal is, and then having a look from where you are right now, what steps you need to take in order to make that goal to become reality. Again, why are we looking at this now? So if you've already got an investment and this is not growing the way that you wanted it to grow, most likely it's because the foundation of that investment is not done well. So it means having to revisit your foundation, revisit what your goal is, what your intention is, and then identify what's the strategy, what are the things that you're going to do going forward to make sure that that goal could be possible. Now, there are multiple things that could have gone wrong here. You could be invested in the wrong fund, and that fund is not in keeping with your goal. You could have the wrong vehicle. That means the wrong product. Maybe you have a tax-free savings plan, but you should have had a unit trust. Maybe you have an endowment and you should have had a tax-free savings plan. So maybe it's the wrong vehicle. And if it's the wrong vehicle, that means having to change it to the correct vehicle. And the longer that you stay there, the more you're going to feel that pain of your investment not growing well. So knowing that you have this feeling that something's not right with it is the first step. The next step is, what happens from here? What steps are you going to take in order to make sure that you're getting the right experience? And what's going to push you to make this change is, imagine how much of money you've lost so far. So if you have a look at when you started the investment to now, so whenever you started your investment, you had in mind a particular goal. And right now, let's say this is where you are. So I want you to go back and reflect, how much of money have you lost so far in all these years? And then ask yourself, how much more money are you going to lose if you stay in the same strategy? So if you stay where you are right now, how much more are you going to lose? Now that is going to give you the push that you need in order to start to make the changes that you have to make for your investment. Critical point here when you're doing financial planning or when you're sitting with your financial planning is, you want to make sure that they're understanding that goal. So perhaps have a revisit with your financial planner, or reach out to someone who's specializing in a particular area and get access to someone who's genuinely focused on helping you achieve your goal and not focused on selling you some kind of investment or policy. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So please comment below or share with others or those that you know might find out value on this. Thank you.